Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are continuing in this series where I want to talk with you about what to do when you run into road bumps and dead ends and detours in your life as a business owner, because that's going to happen. That too is a natural part of what it means to be an entrepreneur. And you got to know how to handle it when it happens to you, because it's going to. So today I've got a story about a time I did something that absolutely, totally bombed abysmally. I'll share that with you in a minute. And I'm going to share with you what to do when something like that happens to you. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Wendy Pitts-Reeves. I am a private practice coach. I work with healers across the country who want to design a practice that really, really is ideal for them, whatever that looks like, because it's different for you than it is for someone else. No matter what you put into designing your practice, there are going to be times when something just doesn't work. No matter how hard you try, no matter how well you're prepared, it's just not going to work. I remember a long time ago, I gave a talk at a local high school, and it was supposed to be for a group of parents back when I was working with teens a lot. I showed up to give the talk. No one came. There was no audience at all. I ended up talking to the principal, the vice principal, and the school nurse because there was no audience. And then there was a time that I was launching a course. It was a course I had done already once before. It had gone well. This time around, I decided to kind of back up and do it right, which is not how I usually do things. And I did a proper launch with a webinar and all the trims that goes with that. And when I launched the webinar, no one came. And I had spent weeks preparing for that, y'all. I had spent a lot of money getting ready for that thing. I had even hired someone to kind of help me think through all the marketing around that launch. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, when I think about it, but absolutely nobody showed up. Zero, crickets. Now, don't get me wrong, that kind of thing doesn't happen often. I have many more stories of things that I've done that worked great, where, it was just a rocking success and it was huge and a lot of fun. But I don't want you to think that that's how it always is, because it isn't. So when something bombs, what do? Well, here's what you do. You go into that experience and you look at it from the point of view of not just what went wrong here, how did I screw that up? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do next time? But what's here that is calling me forward? What's here that I can step into and expand? What's here that is calling me to grow as a business owner, as a clinician, as a speaker, as a writer, as a coach, whatever it is? And there's a couple of ways to do that. In particular, I want you to ask yourself a couple of different questions. And to make this easy for you guys, I have created a little tool for you. It's called the Ideal Integrator. I think it kind of helps to have this all in one place. So I've created this for you. And I encourage you to use the Ideal Integrator every time you have any kind of a key experience in your business. Because what I want you to do is I want you to go back and mine for the lessons, mine for the expansion that is a part of that experience, and integrate it into what you do going forward. All right. So let's talk about what those 5 questions are. The first one is, what is the experience that you want to review? What exactly is it you want to take a look at? For example, when I did the webinar that bombed, what was it about that I needed to go back and take a closer look at it? Was it the person I hired to help me think through the marketing? Was it something about the way we work together? Was it the messaging of the webinar itself? Was it something about the flow? Was it the offer itself? Because I promoted that offer after the webinar as well. Was it what? I mean, there are all kinds of things, but what in particular about that experience did I want to examine at a closer level? So number one, ask the question, what is the experience I want to take a look at here? Number two, the second question I want you to ask yourself is, what actually worked? What went well here? And because it went well, this clicked, that felt good, that landed. Because it went well, what do I want to do the same way next time? What did I do this time that I absolutely want to pull forward into whatever I do next? That's the second question I want you to ask yourself. And then the third question I want you to ask yourself is, what didn't go so well here? What part didn't quite work? For example, when I did that webinar, part of what didn't work was the tech, because I was so new to it. I was really uncomfortable with it, and I didn't quite know how to handle it. That's part of it. So what didn't go well? And as a result of that, next time, what do you want to drop? What do you want to stop? What do you want to redo? What do you want to create? Maybe there's something you want to start doing next time that you didn't do at all this time. Or maybe you just want to do something differently next time than the way you did it this time. What is that? So what went well? And because it went well, I want to keep it exactly the same. And what didn't go so well? And because it didn't, next time I need to either stop it, drop it, or redo it in some new way. I want you to ask yourself those questions and pull out of it all the good, juicy stuff that you can use going forward the next time you do whatever this is that you're doing. And I'll add to that, y'all, a little bit of a bonus question, which is that what is it in this experience about you and the way you showed up that also you want to keep or maybe change? What worked well in terms of you, your presence, your energy, how you did this work, how you moved through this process that was fine, and that you're like, totally, I got this. And what was it about you that, like, you know what, I stumbled over this, I had trouble with this, I need to watch my mindset about this, I need to be careful about how I think about this, or the story I tell myself about that. Because not only are there things about the actual event, activity, the client, the process that needs a bit of a review, but there are also things about you, and that's where the real learning kicks in. So I definitely want you to do that. So here's where I want you to go from here. If you haven't already done so, go download that little tool, the Ideal Integrator that I've got on hand for you, and use it. And in fact, keep yourself a clean copy of it so you can use it over and over again every time you have something in your business that needs a little bit of reflection, so that you can mine for the expansion for your business and for yourself. And I hope that's helpful for you guys, because this is why a dead end is never a dead end. It's just an opportunity to learn something new and tweak it and start over again, right? I don't care what it is. That's important. And that's one thing you do to keep going. Next week, I have an even bigger idea I'm going to be sharing with you that's very powerful and that honestly changed my life. So don't miss that one. Be sure and tune in next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. If you love this, please remember to give it a like, share it with a colleague, or better yet, subscribe to the channel, because that helps me out a lot. I appreciate you so much. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.